All right, we're back. Hope everybody's been staying warm and hopefully haven't had to be out in the snow too much if you live in many areas right now. It's been pretty cold here. There's been a lot of snow. So anyway, hope everyone's doing all right. So I'm actually pretty excited to do this one today. This is something I've been thinking about for a while. I was discussing this with a friend recently, and we agreed on these three as kind of something that you can put in your foundation of what makes you tick, what makes you keep going forward. So the three aspects that I think you can trace a lot of things back to as you're building your success are persistence, consistency, and stubbornness. And the reason I say these is because with these three, you can pretty much level your playing field or reset your efforts with whatever it is you're doing. If you get too clouded by something, if you're working too hard on something, if you start to get tired doing one thing or another, this is kind of a good reset button to use any of these three. So we'll start off with persistence. Obviously, building your success is a giant process of trial and error, right? And whether that process is challenging and fun and insightful or just a flat out miserable nightmare really has a lot to do with the attitude and the position that you take on it. If you approach things with, I don't want to do this, this is going to be difficult, I'm going to hate this, you're going to have a bad time and you're probably not going to make it. As I've mentioned in previous videos, it's fine to go into something not having all the answers, but that's a good thing. You don't have to feel bad that you don't have all the answers to something. So being persistent, just continually trying and not stopping, being stagnant is what really stops you when you're building success. Any type of major delay, any type of, halting what you're doing, that's what really slows you down. So being persistent, as simple as it is, just keep going no matter what. You do weed out what does not work until you run out of things that don't work. Consistency. So persistence by itself is not enough. What do I mean by that? So you can be persistent with your efforts, but if you're spinning your tires in the snow, right? If you're being persistent, it doesn't mean you're getting anywhere. Consistency should be that you're staying in a slow but constant increment of what you're getting better at and more efficient with over time. So if you're persistently trying, you should also be consistently becoming more efficient as you're being persistent, if that makes sense. That way your efforts are matched by your efficiency and therefore your achievements and your ability to achieve things in X amount of time over time. So consistently trying to do better and better, just a little bit better each time. You don't want to bite off more than you can chew. That's very important. And the very last one on here is stubbornness. And I heard a long time ago, I heard Jeff Bezos mention this, and I never really had a word for it. And this came from him, that despite everything you tried, you have to be a little bit stubborn. He said that. And I'm gonna kind of take that line from him because I think that's probably the best to the point word to describe it. There's times when things are going to look dark, despite as positive and open-minded as you're trying to be. There's times when things are going to seem like they're not working, even though you've taken the most educational approach on risk management and, resource allocation, what it is you're trying to do, how much of whatever it is you're risking you're putting in. And at the end of the day, so many things are going to combat you over that much time that if you're stubborn, to the point where you just kind of blindly say, I'm just going to keep going, and nothing gets in your way. You don't need to show any incredible amount of force there. You just need to be stubborn. Like, nothing stops you, and you're very stubborn. You're not going to stop. And anything that threatens that, you just shrug it off. It's just a very nonchalant way of looking at, no, I'm not stopping, and that's it. You have to be stubborn. And if you commit to that stubbornness, that allows you to kind of have a strength to keep going forward when some of the things you normally rely on might not be there. Like seeing the next step very clearly, or understanding the next thing. If you're stubborn, you just kind of have this shrug where, you might be going through the dark blindfolded, but you're going to keep doing it anyway. You're just going to keep going, and you're going to leave it at that. You don't need to read too far into it. The bottom line is, you just aren't going to stop, period. And holding on to that with all of those three, I think that allows you to move forward with anything from there. I think everything can be traced back to any of those three aspects, or any combination of them. So that's what I wanted to run by today. Anyway, hope everyone's having a good day, and I'll see you guys next time, all right? Have a good one.